So Disney has a pretty long history, I guess, now of hiring predators. Not the kind that we like, that wear masks and run around the galaxy. Disgusting predators, normally child predators, actually. And they're now being sued because an employee allegedly filmed up a teen's skirt. That's disturbing enough, obviously. Potentially the most disturbing part of it is that the bloke had apparently been caught doing it before, but wasn't fired. So, yeah, pretty gross, actually, obviously. But this is one in a long history of Disney hiring predators. Now, I'm not going to say that it's a Disney problem, but I will say that inevitably that predators will, gravitate towards areas where they can, find their prey. Disney, huge, good for families, allegedly. Kids there, etc. So, it's not a surprise that people would go there. I mean, this stuff doesn't really surprise me anymore. It's gross that you even have to say that, to be honest. But it is the case. But what is surprising and what is frustrating about Disney is that because they have a fairly high profile of this happening, they would do better due diligence. And it seems that they don't. Right? So that's the issue, I guess, here. But let's take a look. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Turn the bell notifications on. I'll leave this article link down below. Like I said, it's not a great video to do, but, it's still interesting nonetheless. And it's just one of those things. Because it does go to show why people have lost faith with Disney. And this is part of it. So Walt Disney World is facing a disturbing lawsuit after the family of a 14-year-old girl alleges a cast member secretly filmed up her skirt during a visit to Hollywood studios, and that Disney allowed the employee to remain on the job even after a prior similar accusation. So it's not a surprise, again, that predators go where they can find their prey, but what is a surprise is that a company, I guess, is seemingly facilitating it to a degree by not, punishing this individual or, I don't know, taking him to court and calling the police. I don't know. There's all manner of things they could have done. So the cast member, identified as George Diaz Vega, was arrested in 2023 after Orange County deputies reportedly uncovered approximately 500 upskirt videos on his phone. 500. I'm going to say something now, and it's patently obvious, I think, what I'm about to say. But why do people do this when there's free websites you can just go to? I don't mean for that specifically, but for obviously much more gratuitous things than that. Why do people do this? It's so beyond me. I don't get it. Maybe it's the thrill of it, I guess. But anyway, according to law enforcement, many of the recordings appeared to be taken while Diaz Vega was on duty at the Star Wars-themed Doc Ondar's Den of Antiquities in Galaxy's Edge. Madness. So if you were there before 2023, you may have been upskirted. Incredible. So among those videos, investigators say was footage of the underage girl who had travelled to the park with her grandmother from Michigan. According to the civil complaint filed in Orange County Court last Friday, Diaz Vega allegedly dropped a toy near the teenager, bent to pick it up, and used the opportunity to place his phone under her dress and record. When the girl realised what had happened, she immediately suffered an extreme emotional and physical reaction. As you would. I mean, that's 14-year-old. The lawsuit says she began hysterically crying and screaming, then ran into the nearby restroom where she vomited and had a panic attack. But perhaps the most damning allegation isn't what happened to the teen, it's what Disney allegedly failed to prevent. So the lawsuit claims Disney was already aware of prior misconduct involving Diaz Vega. Specifically, it says he had previously been caught filming up the skirt of a female co-worker, but was still allowed to remain employed and in close proximity to guests, including children. Disney deliberately engaged in outrageous misconduct by creating and allowing an environment to exist where an employee had the means and opportunity to secretly video record the plaintiff's minor grandchild under the child's dress. So the family is suing both Disney and Diaz-Vega for negligence, invasion of privacy, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and they allege that the company failed in its basic responsibility to provide a safe environment for guests, particularly minors, which is again pretty damning for a company which is, catered for minors. That's the whole point. Yeah, you've got some weird libtards that love Disney at the age of 40, but they are actually few and far between, thankfully. So it is predominantly children that go, and if it's not safe for them, that's mental. Look at the turd, as you can see here. This is George Diaz-Vega. The physiognomy on him is a dysgenic-looking freak. Can't say I'm surprised when I look at him, to be honest. Can't say I'm surprised. Diaz-Vega is also facing 2 criminal cases for video voyeurism, according to court records. His legal team is currently attempting to have him declared incompetent to stand trial. Amazing. Investigators say Diaz-Vega admitted to recording similar videos over a span of 6 years. 6 years it went on. You're telling me Disney didn't know? 6 years, man, come on. Local news outlet WESH2 reports that Disney has not responded to requests for comment regarding either the lawsuit or the prior incident involving a co-worker. The company has also not clarified whether Diaz-Vega faced any disciplinary action before his arrest. We should have been fired. As the legal proceedings move forward, the allegations cast a harsh spotlight on Disney's internal oversight and whether the company ignored red flags that could have protected guests from alleged predator in its ranks. The thing about this is like one of many. This is one of many. This isn't an isolated incident. There was actually a huge trafficking ring busted. I think it was a trafficking ring. It's just one of many. There's a lot of predators that work for Disney or have worked at Disney and have been found out. Again, I'm not saying it's a Disney thing. I'm saying it's a environment thing. But Disney are the issue when they don't clamp down on it. So there you go. I don't have too much else to say here. It's pretty gross. It's a gross story. But it is what it is. It's just another failing for a company that is supposed to be family friendly. And this is not so family friendly. So hit subscribe if you are new here. Leave your thoughts down below. Take care. Bye-bye now.